You are listening to the Hello Sport Podcast.
All right, welcome back to the Hello Sport Podcast. Home of unqualified opinion and unwavering bias. Back for a Thursday pod, different flavour here. Interview with some friends of ours from north of the border, dribblers in the north. Many of you probably already know who they are, whether that be from their Instagram, TikTok, or podcast. It's Darce and Clutz of Bloody Brilliant Beers fame. Check the podcast out if you haven't already. They're in town because Clutz is one of the finalists in the Budgy Smuggler Ordinary Rig competition, which Eddie and I are hosting.
That's right, we are.
Our first hosting gig.
Is it our first hosting gig? I think it is.
I think it might be.
Listen, it'll be a nice occasion, Tom. I think you and I are built for the moment,
I think
built
so.
for the day.
Yep.
It's basically 10 dribblers going toe-to-toe to see who's the biggest dribbler of them all.
Yep.
It's essentially what it is. Victoria's Secret,
That's what we're going with.
as we're affectionately coining it. But it was good to sit down with the boys and have a bit of a yarn. Funny fuckers.
Yep.
Good stories. Good times. Good vibes.
Great classic hits. Now, the other thing, before we get into it, obviously many of you may have seen that we are now proud sponsors of the Dubbo Turf Club.
The proudest. I don't think they've had prouder sponsors.
They haven't. Huge day, huge moment for punters and dribblers the world over.
And for you and I.
And for us, of course. We're punters and dribblers. This Saturday, big race day, obviously it's Pony Central. But the last race at Dubbo, the Hello Sport Handicap.
That's right. Derby Day in Dubbo is the biggest day on the calendar. It's fucking huge. There's going to be thousands and thousands of punters and dribblers out at the Dubbo Turf Club. And we thought, what better place to put the Hello Sport Handicap than last?
Yeah.
Last on a stacked day of country racing. The Get Out Classic.
Listen, if you're picking them early, you're not picking them late.
Picking them late. So if you're picking them early in the day, then you're not going to be picking the Hello Sport Handicap. You want to be picking them late.
Yeah.
By late, we mean literally the last race of the day.
Yeah.
So
Late.
Late. We are still waiting on the final horse list, as it were. When we get that, Tom and I will be running our eye over it and providing our thoughts, our feelings, our opinions.
Yep.
And then we collectively, as a punter and dribbler, whip it home.
Community, yeah. We're going to have one horse that everyone who does gamble, we're not encouraging anyone to gamble unless you do, but if you do, we're all going to be on this one horse whipping it home for the nation. Now, that is Saturday. That is the Hello Sport Handicap.
About 5:30.
About 5:30, a shout out to the Dubbo Turf Club. Now, also, Friday, that being tomorrow, because we're recording on a Thursday.
Well, today's Thursday.
Today's Thursday, as of recording. So Friday, the 28th of October, 2022, in the year of our Lord and Saviour, St. Peter V'landys, we are doing a alternate viewing, I think they're calling it, on KO for the T20 Cricket World Cup, Australia v England. Now, we lost to New Zealand, who are a real threat. England lost to Ireland, who are not a threat, in fact, who are losers. Now, Duckworth-Lewis came into it, but still they lost. So
I don't care if Duckworth
came
came in or not, Tom. It doesn't matter.
or Lewis.
It doesn't matter if it was Lewis or if it was Duckworth or if it was a combination of the two. England lost to Ireland. That is what happened. There's nothing else to say. We lost to a powerhouse in New Zealand, Aotearoa. They lost to fucking Ireland, who,
Suck.
are lucky to be here.
Yes.
Let's be honest.
They're just happy to be invited.
They're happy to be invited. They're happy to be given a ticket and a plane ride over here. They're pumped up. They'll be out there ripping and tearing every night, having the time of their goddamn lives. Do you think they're focused on cricket? They're not.
No, they're not.
This is a famous win for the Irish. A big fuck you to Mother England. And if you think the English are going to come off the back of that, a devastating loss, arguably the worst in the history of the nation, if you think they're going to come in there at the MCG against the old foe, us, and get a dub, no.
No, they're fucked now. They'll go loss out of the tournament.
No.
But that is where you'll be able to find us Very
Gino and the
pumped.
boys.
We're going to have Mickey Edwards on, who you may remember of blonde-locked cult hero cricketer fame. Came on as like an alternate fielder, I think, at one point in a test match.
He's hot.
He's hot and on the rise. And then Dan Hughes, who is a New South Wales and Sydney Sixer cricketer.
And a ripper and tearer. I've got it on good authority.
I've got it on good authority as well.
I actually do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, you've got it on some good authority?
I got a message about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
It's good to break bread with rippers and tearers.
That's right. Well, you and I have always had a soft spot for the ripper and the terror, Tom.
Yeah.
Always.
And we will also, as we watch the game, I think Brad Haddon of Don't Pretend Like You Don't Know Who Brad Haddon Is fame and Chris Lynn of Can Hit a Cricket Ball fame will be dropping in via the magic of Zoom.
That's right, Tom. The magic of Zoom, the magic of the internet, the magic of the airwaves.
Well, Zoom. Internet. But they'll also be dropping in as well. So it should be a bit of fun. Let's hope that the rain comes down and it goes from a 3-hour match to a 12-hour match. That's all we can hope for.
Tom, that's what you and I are begging for.
Yeah.
I don't want to do 3. I want to do 12.
I want to do 12 hours of a rain-affected game.
But it won't be. We cross our fingers. Australia hump England. Watch it all on KO. It's an alternate viewing. You know you want to join us.
Come and join us.
You may as well join us.
You may as well join us. Vajoin us. Darcy and Clutz from Bloody Brilliant Beers.
Bring the socket set from Brizzy.
Yeah, because I'm not a big tyre changer myself, so I don't.
Could be
know.
another bow to add.
Yeah, well, it'd be good if I.
That'd be-
I reckon I could.
That's a good
do
bow
it.
to have.
Yeah.
that one.
If I was,
A string, I mean.
yes. If I was, like, if it was thrust upon me to loosen a nut from a tyre, I could do it.
You want to know the trick? You got to loosen it before you jack it up, because otherwise the tire, like the weight
of the tyre.
yeah, you can't get it off once it's jacked up.
Yeah.
There you go.
Loosen them first.
Loosen
but
them
don't
first.
take them off.
No,
And then
Because
jack
just a
it.
couple. Yeah.
Because then you're fucked.
And I didn't know there's a certain pattern you got to follow when you put the nuts back on.
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
Is
Did your
it?
dad not teach you that?
No, my dad didn't.
Oh,
know.
my dad has fucking just smashed me with that.
Really?
Oh, man.
It's almost like
time.
a hexagon or something, isn't it?
Yeah. You got to go opposites because then you're evenly putting everything on at once.
My dad never taught me anything like that.
No,
No, I
no.
don't want to.
The
Like,
help did that, though.
I didn't have help. Wasn't the help.
That's why he didn't get taught. 'cause the
Well,
help
no,
did.
it
The help
wasn't like
did.
I had a fucking mechanic at our beck and call.
Because you need a mechanic to change his tyre.
You would have towed the car before
Don't-
changing the wheel.
Huh?
You would have towed it before changing the wheel.
Me personally?
That was
Straight
in
on the
like
blower.
As a
the family.
Well, your dad wouldn't have changed it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But he would probably carry himself as a
What's
man.
the
I know how to
What's the
change
RACQ equivalent down here?
it. The what?
Roadside
RTA.
assistance.
RTA, yeah.
Oh,
say
NRMA.
NRMA.
I was like,
yeah.
RSCQ. I'm like, fuck,
Yeah.
here's another man
Yeah.
thing I don't know.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
fucking RSCQ.
It's blokes like Tom that are like able for RSCQ to like charge so much money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I'm fucking stimulating the economy with my
Yeah.
lack of knowledge or ability. But like he makes out that he would fucking be able to do it. I guarantee
I've done
he'd
it.
be slightly better.
No. He's got a bit of
Mate.
ticker about him.
He'd be slightly better.
Who, mate? Come on, let's get fair income. If there was a fucking caravan to be backed, who backed it?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
You tell me I can't change a fucking
we-
tyre?
We had to drive a caravan down to
Please.
Bathurst for KO. It was like one of the first things we ever did for him.
Yeah.
And we just like the whole thing was like, I don't know, it was a caravan. I don't remember why we had the caravan. but
It
we
was
did.
like, road trip to Bathurst.
Yeah.
Well, don't bag it out because they're a sponsor and we love them. But it was like when it came to us driving the Ute caravan down, I was like,
Fuck.
well, you're doing it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
Yeah.
not.
That'd be a klutzy job as well.
It was like,
Yeah,
we're going to
like,
get the caravan out of there.
But I can't back a trailer well. I can't really do much well.
What
I
about
get
when you?
laughed
What
at at
about how you
work.
had to get your windshield replaced from work?
Oh yeah,
when
that
you
was that.
first
Oh
started?
yeah. As a really good plumbing apprentice, I don't have a Ute. I used to have a little Mazda 6. That was just the most fucked car.
Honestly, so to set a bit of
Falling
context
apart.
for people who have never listened to our podcast and never heard us talk about Clutzy's car, he had like, when window tint starts peeling on your window?
Yes.
Yeah.
Klutzy tried to pull it all off because it was bubbling, but it left like a sticky residue on it, which you can't see out of.
Oh,
so you have to have the
so
windows
last
down.
summer with all that rain was an absolute nightmare on the Ipswich motorway.
because you have
I
to have the
couldn't see.
windows down to drive. So it's like pissing down rain. You're sitting in Klutzy's passenger seat getting hammered by the oncoming rain.
Air
Reminds me
conditioning
of,
doesn't
like, Ace
work.
Ventura when he gets his windscreen smashed and he's just driving to this.
Yeah, literally,
the
yeah.
whole time.
That was basically about what I was going to do. It was middle of last year, and they asked me to go and get some pipe from the supplier. Obviously, couldn't put it on the roof. They're like, we just need 3 meters or 2 meters. Rocked up, it was 3 meters. Thought I'd measured it up well. Put it in the back of the car,
Like hatchback from the back
Yeah.
to the front.
and I was like, "Fuck yeah, this fits." Put the boot down, go and jump in the front. pipe has gone straight into the windscreen and just shattered it in the front left. And I've gone, fuck, this sucks. Readjusted it, cut a little bit off, gently closed it. Fuck, now I've smashed the middle. And man, I go driving back to site and one of the blokes is there and he's just pointing and laughing. And I'm just like, fuck this. Like, I've just smashed my windscreen. This fuckwit's laughing at me.
Why don't you, like, have you got a ute yet or not?
Nah, I'm
He's got a
driving around the
Prado.
Prado at the moment because the car blew up on the Ipswich motorway one morning. Yeah. So we're slowly getting there. Yeah, looking for a
These are the battles of
automatic
really fast.
ute in the Brisbane area if anyone's got one.
Yeah, for free.
But yeah,
ideally.
cheap. Yeah.
That'd be lovely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Big
thought this
ute.
bloke was laughing at me for that.
probably
But he
was
just thought it was like funny seeing a car with 100 mil pipe just sporadically throughout it. But
Jesus
A
Christ.
few Macca's rappers in there as well, probably.
Macca's hate shows. I don't know.
You know,
There's a
there's
lot
in
of different things that go around that car.
Have you got a preference?
Oh, whatever's the closest grease option, I
Yeah.
suppose.
That's
I heard you say that you're a H-Shows guy.
Yeah.
Oh, Red
right.
Rooster, wasn't it?
Oh, dude, I don't know. Like,
That's weird. No disrespect to you, obviously, as a friend. But
have
like,
you tried
that's
Red Rooster recently?
Yeah, I've
though?
tried. Well, not recently.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah,
the
you-
fucking problem.
you gotta give it a go.
It's
It's good.
honestly
Has it
taking over
improved
KFC.
our
Yeah,
site?
big time.
The menu's gone. They've scrapped it, and now it's just all this good shit. The fried chicken is phenomenal. And
Is
it's
it like KFC quality fried chicken? Or
yeah,
better?
but like it does. I don't know. I get crook from eating original recipe KFC. Like my
Not
guts
Zinger,
just
though.
feels weird. Not Zinger. I don't know.
That's weird.
Just the
Right.
original recipe.
Just the original recipe. And
You've got very sensitive,
Yeah.
insides.
well, for a bloke this size, it's sort of hard to imagine.
I was just saying to
suppose.
Clutzy before, like he was talking to me yesterday. He gets this thing where he just starts coughing and then vomits, and it's
Yeah, it's pretty
I used to-
far.
I used to
like
think
out of nowhere.
Yeah, dude. I like yesterday morning. I was leaving my missus' place to go to work, and I'm like opened up the car and I felt something in my throat, and I went to like hack it up, and I was like, oh well, time for a yak.
And it's
Ran
not like
across
a little-
the road to where the train station was, and just fucking.
it's not like a little
yacked.
yak either. When I helped him move into his house, it was like it sounds like he's drank 1,000 beers the night before, like power spewing. And then just sitting on the couch over there before we were waiting, he's like, "Oh, I can't sit on the couch. My legs just seize up." It's like, what the
Like
fuck
legs
is wrong
go
with
numb.
him?
Oh no! I was out in the sun yesterday all day, so I think it's a little bit of dehydration.
Oh, like
but-
cramping.
Yeah, just cramping.
Well, you're an athlete. I get that.
Fuck, we're on the smallest plane on the way down as well.
Yeah.
I am curious
fucked.
about the vomiting thing though. You had that checked out, and I'm not.
That's what I
No,
said.
not
That's
yet,
what I said.
not
I'd
yet.
just look into it.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, no,
Like,
I'm going to.
random vomiting probably not a good thing.
Yeah.
How often do you do it?
Oh, not very. Not very often.
give
Actually,
us-
I
give
did it
us
after we
a-
saw you boys the last time. I thought it was just a bit
Yeah,
of a
that's because that's when I
hangover,
first thought that's when I first heard of it. He's like, "Oh, I'd got something stuck in my throat this morning at work after that night at Felons."
Yes.
And I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh, you mean
that
you
was
drank
fun.
fucking 50
But to be
cocktails
fair, I
last
did
night?"
taste
No.
margaritas that morning at work coming back up.
That
and-
was one of those moments where I had like a grateful moment for the fact that we just this is our job because
Yeah.
obviously you guys the hospitality you showed us when we came up
Yeah.
and we just got fucking lit up.
I knew it was gonna be bad.
into Felons and wherever the hell else we went.
Yeah, we got up late the next day.
We slept in and you guys were sending us photos from the job site and shit and I
Yeah.
was like, oh my god, dude, this is fucked.
I knew it was gonna be rough when I walked up after work and you were like, "Oh, we just ordered Marks, you on?" I was like, "Yeah, I guess." Not even
Margs
beers.
and then espresso martinis. In
Yeah.
fairness, we were also training for a marathon then.
Yeah, no,
true.
I can't believe you guys did that.
Yeah, it's fucking massive.
we were taking it very seriously.
Yeah, listen. You just sometimes some people are built differently. It's as
Duty
simple as
calls.
that.
Well, I mean, it's easy when you fucking sleep in. You know,
And sleeping we did.
sleep in we did. Now, you guys are down here for we're all sort of going to the Budgy Smuggler event.
Yeah.
But you're competing.
Yeah. Fucking oath I am.
We've
This
been-
is...
I'm so excited.
Dude, I'm pumped as well. It's
Yeah.
fucking great.
It's going to be a good little day, I think.
We've been saying it's 27 years of hard work, just culminating in one
Yeah,
head.
this is
on Saturday.
your moment
yeah. Shit.
to
yeah.
capture everything. Eminem style.
Yeah.
How did because you've been like the face or one of the faces they've used to promote this whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
What media have you done for it?
Well, I went down for Sunrise a few weeks back. I was at TAFE on a Friday arvo and got a call from the boys at Budgy and we're like, do you want to be flown down to jump on Sunrise on Tuesday morning? I was like, well, fucking oath. That sounds good. I've never really been to Sydney either.
I just got a message.
Oh, really?
Yeah, bro. I came down like 10 years ago for a footy trip and that's it. That was just school. So we were locked in Redfern. And which I don't really know where Redfern is from here.
It's around here. It's not far from here.
So yeah, I had no idea. So I was like in the Uber coming through Sydney and the city going like I was thinking about it actually on the way down here. Like, you know, when you talk about country people coming to the city, it's like coming to the big smoke. I feel like for Brisbane people coming to Sydney, this is the big smoke. I feel like a little country boy.
You know what else? I thought about this on the plane today. Like, as we're coming in and you sort of go over the harbour and see the bridge and the Opera House and stuff, I was like, fuck, people don't appreciate this view enough. Like, you know when you're in like a high-rise building and I was like, oh, the view's amazing. Yeah. I'm staring at the window like, fuck, this is mad. And I look over and Clutz is literally blessing himself as he's about to play stick cricket on his phone. I'm like, gun. Like, what are you doing? I just looked over and he started the sign of the cross and then...
Do you know why? Because Warnie was bowling to me.
I did not know that. Yeah, respect. That's fair enough.
So that's why. I saw Warnie. I was like, oh.
Shout out to stick cricket. Is that on the phone?
Yeah.
I haven't had stick cricket.
Bro, I used to love it, dude.
It was such a
used
good
to be
game.
on the computer.
Like actual PC, yeah.
That was
I haven't
when
updated it for a while because Lenny's number 4 on the lineup there because I was getting out a lot, out of practice. But
Yeah, right.
yeah, I'm fuck. Hopefully they update it and Finchy won't be in there soon. So.
Yeah, well, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
I was reminded of stick cricket the other night when we were looking at fucking. When we mentioned, I swear we mentioned stick cricket when we were talking about Coley. Coley looked like he was playing. He was pulling off those shots where it's like you just whip it off your pad for 6 and shit. You're like, oh, this is stick cricket living.
That was insane. That second last over, he just pulled that out of his arse.
That was ridiculous.
Might have to get back into stick.
No, I'm seriously going to download the game. What was Sunrise like?
Mate, it was good.
Were you nervous?
fun.
Like, I mean, I know.
Yeah, tell him what you told me when I asked you if you were nervous.
I don't think I can't exactly remember what I said to him, but yeah, the other boys that were on, they were like, fuck, like couldn't really sleep, having coffees. Like we had brekkie afterwards and they're like, oh, this is like my 4th coffee of the day. Like,
They give you a lot of food. Are they like feeding? Are they like thicky portions?
Well, we went to a cafe, not Sunrise food. Yeah, I think they've broken the budget on Koshi there. But yeah, no, it was good fun. We did some TikTok shit out the back.
Saw Grace Tame, didn't you?
Yeah, Grace Tame rocked in and I was just half nude out the back, so that was a sight for her.
No, I bet it was.
Yeah, so
No, you told me the only thing you were nervous about was not swearing.
Oh yeah. So when I first went on, like I stumbled a little bit at the start because I was like,
Like
about to say
your
like,
words stumbled.
Yeah, they asked you a question.
They
or
asked me a
something.
question. I was like, so I was about to say fuck or cunt. I wasn't sure what one, but I knew that it was about to come out because
was
that's just what
there.
happened. And then but I wasn't really nervous. It was I don't know like. It's not the same thing, but we talk shit in front of a camera a couple of times a week.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, what's the worst that can happen? Like,
That definitely helps.
Yeah.
100%.
It helps, but I'm like, you're fucking nude, and you're like, you were slut dropping and shit.
Okay, here's one for you. We were talking about this in my office while this was happening. How much would it take for you to do that, money wise? Budgies,
To go on to Sunrise and
in your
slut
budgies.
drop?
Yeah.
It's funny because like it'd.
For no other reason than to just do
Get
it.
paid,
Like
yeah.
I'm not promoting anything that I may
No.
have an interest in.
No.
Fuck, it'd be $5,000.
That's not that much in my mind.
I'd go lower. Like,
Would you?
well, I'd do it for free.
Maybe
Yeah.
10.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I guess it's one of those things where like
Depends how
ultimately-
early in the morning it was.
Well,
Play a role.
it's just more for me, I guess. Like, if you needed the money, like if it was
Yeah,
back when
yeah.
I was in my hand sanitizer days, it'd be a lot different.
yeah.
So it's like I'd do it for fucking $5,000 comfortably in the hand sanitizer days, or the redundant and picking up random fucking labouring jobs days. But now I'm just a bit like, oh God, I'd be so fucking anxious about being on screen and just, being sloppy.
I think we also forget, like, we're probably a generation where our generation sort of stopped tuning into that sort of TV. But there's a lot of people who watch
mate,
Sunrise.
yes.
Like,
The
It's
face
not,
on
it's not every morning in our household.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
as in my parents.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, get Koshi. And they trust him for their lives.
Everyone trusts him. It's crazy.
Well,
But,
wouldn't you? Apparently, he was all around it, wasn't he? He was-
Yeah, he loved it. He wants to come to the event. I
Really?
think. Carlos wanted to come as well. I had to do a live cross for today's show from my job site.
Oh, I saw that one.
Yeah, that was interesting. It was right near the RBH as well, the Royal Brisbane Hospital up at home. And man, we're in a heavy area where like all the parking and shit for the hospitals around there, and the amount of people doing laps, coming back around, tooting horns and filming. I was probably standing there for a good 20 minutes, half an hour, just in my budgies and my steel caps, just like waiting for this thing to happen. But
And there's like this.
Oh, you had to wait for the live cross to
Yeah,
start.
wait
it got
for the
delayed,
live
didn't it?
cross,
Because it was
and-
when the Melbourne, there was like, remember that person got through security in the Melbourne airport without
Yeah.
being checked or whatever? It was that day. So they were like coming to you live from the Melbourne airport, and Clutzy's just standing
there
outside
like,
the Royal Brisbane Hospital.
What? This isn't important.
But Carl loved it. Carl was a big fan of the dad bods.
Yeah. Well, mate, he wouldn't look out of place in the fucking.
Yeah.
What do you know?
Budgy
They need to get a
Smuggler ordinary
celebrity
rig.
one going because there's a lot of average rigs going around on the TV circuit
There's a
these
fuckload.
days. So.
100%. So how are you feeling about Saturday, the day of days? Like, are you confident of gold?
I'm pretty pumped. I'm pretty keen. My mindset is go in as the weirdest bloke and come out as the victor.
Okay.
So there's
Go in weird, come out
If only,
winning.
only the judges could have sent you your carry-on luggage on the flight down today.
Oh, it's dribbling.
Yeah.
I don't want to give too much away.
don't
but
give
it's
it away.
fucking
It's
dribbling.
dribbling.
we
It's-
basically without giving too much away, it is a piss take of Victoria's Secret. So
Yeah, we were calling it Victoria's Secret.
yeah,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I heard that the other day. I was like, that is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I'll drop that on the day.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Hopefully
But yeah,
not.
so we had to create our own wings. So
So you all have to do that. Is
yeah, everyone has to create wings. Man, there's been some crazy ones in the past, like just fucking whack shit.
Do they show you old footage?
Yeah,
to
like
inspire?
just to help out a bit.
Yeah.
It's a very loving community, the Budgy Ordinary Rig community.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting around each other.
Yeah,
so
you got to. You're all winners on the day.
That's it.
That's it.
I see, again, when I think wings, I'm like, I want to see someone get like fried chicken wings.
Bro, someone did that a few
There you
years
go.
ago. So
Smart.
they had like, it looked like a cutout from like the Woolies shopping mag, and they've just enlarged that and stuck them together. as
Genius.
wings.
Genius.
Yeah,
Absolute genius. Would have been
simple but
pixelated
effective.
as hell. Love that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's even
The
funnier.
more pixelated, the better.
Yeah.
I've always
I'm
said.
upset that it wasn't my idea.
Now, are you the only bloody brilliant beers like nominee? Or have you boys got other guys?
No, I'm the only one. So
Well, you're the figurehead as well. You don't want to go up against your own.
That's
fucking-
it. Yeah.
Well, I was
think-
wondering how that would have worked.
I think the Pig Athletic Club boys have a contestant. They're down
Yeah,
here for
Big
the weekend.
Reg.
Yeah.
big Reg.
So they're from Brizzy.
We
haven't
got a
actually seen
couple
them
in there as well. I had
Yeah.
T-Train, and there's a couple of names. T-Train was just one I remember because he did the splits, and I was
Oh,
like,
that was
that's...
fucked.
Bro,
That's
that was
outrageous.
ridiculous.
When I saw that, I was like, Clutzy could be in trouble here.
He was like, I saw that big boy doing splits. I'm like, he's a fucking favourite
Yeah.
right
yeah,
now.
that is
it's
fucked.
yeah. That's
Respect.
that's incredible.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're biased, but he's going to be hard to beat.
Well, he's going to be hard to beat. He's going to be hard to beat.
He's gonna be really hard to beat.
The thing we chatted about when Clutzy found out he's in the top 10 is like, fuck, you sort of have to win now because you don't want to be like top 10 ordinary. Like, if
Yeah.
you're like ordinary, right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you're like
Yeah.
averagely ordinary if you
Oh,
don't
you're
win.
like, almost forgettably ordinary.
no one's going to remember.
You're just one of those dudes that participate.
Yeah,
Did you
it's-
win? No, it's
Nah,
like,
yeah,
No,
I
it's
finished
top 10,
sixth.
top
Yeah,
10.
yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's
mate.
like,
Well done.
like going on The Bachelor and not winning. Oh, you're on The Bachelor. Did you win it? No, I actually
Nah,
just was
I got
there.
blind on the first night and got kicked out. But yeah,
Do you get a spray tan?
shit,
No,
no.
definitely not. Bro, I got the cigarette tan going at the moment from work. So I've got nice tanned arms and a nice white upper. So
Yeah.
Well,
literally.
that's almost
yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the shirt, like the neck tan's pretty insane.
Oh, yeah,
bro.
that's good stuff.
There's not much waxing going on.
Yeah,
either.
that's about like 40 hours in the sun a
Is
week.
it sunny
so-
today, actually? You should almost go and take advantage of that. Try and get that Siggy tan nice and
Yeah,
sigged
I'm
It's
up.
really
Probably
sunny
should.
tomorrow as well.
Is it?
Yeah,
How good.
really good day for sun tomorrow.
Might just walk around Sydney in my budgies for the next couple of days and just soak up the
Dude.
rays a bit.
But just also put up a flag, let people know you're in town.
Yeah.
You know, I think
Lovely.
it's a smart
We
move.
definitely need to do that.
Now, for our audience that aren't aware of the Bloody Brilliant Beers, obviously you guys are podcast lords, Queensland-based, northern sort of dribblers, as it were.
Big time.
How did you get started? What,
Fuck, it's a bit
Lay
weird.
the land.
So
Lay
weird.
the land.
So fucking weird.
Mate, so basically, was it back in 2019? We
Yeah.
started a Facebook group reviewing beers.
Because what happened was Clutzy used to work at this burger place that always had craft beers on tap. And like our friendship group, we always just drink 4X, obviously up in Queensland. And they used to get all these random ass beers through, and Clutzy would send the funniest Snapchats of him like taking the piss and reviewing them. And it was hilarious, but obviously Snapchats sort of are gone once they're gone. Yeah. And I went to go to the Bottle one day, and there's like all these craft beers. I'm like, fuck, I wish I had one of Clutzy's videos. So I messaged him, I was like, we should start a group on Facebook so you can like post your videos and we can go back sort of like a catalogue. But one thing we tried to do with it was like, you look at people in the craft beer sort of scene, like, oh, you know, the pillowy mouth feel, and it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
It wasn't all about that.
bullshit.
Yeah. I was like, this is fucking shit house, or
Yeah.
So we started that, and the page just like took off. It had like, I remember sitting at work one day refreshing the Facebook group, and it was growing by like 500 people every time I refreshed it. It was just
500.
Yeah, it's insane.
Because we've got 2 Facebook groups. The original one's at about 10,000 now, I think, but no one really posts beer
That was all
reviews.
about the beer review stuff.
Yeah. But like we originally did like brewery content, so went to breweries and tried to interview brewers and shit, and then
take the piss out of them? Or was it serious?
it was more. We used to do like sort of serious shit with them, like how'd you start? Like
It was more so about getting blokes like us to try their beers, because we felt like that was a thing that, you know, was a bit wanky and whatever.
Yeah.
So, but the beers were fucking awesome. So instead of, you know, some hipster dude coming in talking about this triple malted sour, whatever, it's like some, you know, first year apprentice plumber talking about it. So that's how it started. And we were going to interview breweries and do vlogs and all that sort of shit. But then COVID hit. So we just started doing like a weekly Zoom podcast where we just had a beer and
grab a
chat.
4-pack or like a couple of selections of beers and just get fucked up and talk on Zoom on a podcast.
Would you get blind?
Fuck
A couple of times, yeah.
There was one.
Especially with those like
man.
those sort of what are they
it
like
an
they're like
IPA I had
12%.
from Black Hops one day, and it was the goat, and I think I'd had 4 of them at about 6.5% within 15 minutes. And Jesus, that just fucking.
This is like peak COVID lockdown as well.
Dude, COVID lockdown for me was almost like defined by the full strength, like super strong beers that you just sit there and have.
I once had a
Yuli's Brews.
2-day hangover from a COVID lockdown piss up, like proper head
Did you
noise
do like
stuff.
the Zoom parties and shit where your mates are on there?
We'd do Zoom parties, and then I'd get fucked up and play Warzone for hours on end. And that's basically what my COVID lockdown was. But yeah, we did another podcast with another mate who used to run a podcast, and Sterlo from the Caco. Shout out to him.
Sterling.
He went on with Das and this
me,
other fella, and then they started talking about
he had
a
like
podcast space.
He had a 1-bedroom apartment sort of in the city, and Sterling and I jumped on his podcast, and we had to like essentially rearrange his whole house to set it up, and then obviously pack everything back down. We're having a beer after, and I was like, we'd sort of started, this guy was doing it, and then the Pig Athletic Club boys were doing a podcast as well, and I was like, oh, we all should like chip in and rent out a studio. And Sterling was there. Obviously his family owns Caxton. He's like, mate, we've got space in the function room upstairs, and it's like, it's a pretty dribbly room. Like, especially
it's dribbly as fuck.
For Queenslanders, it's like the mecca of dribble rooms.
It's actually sick. Like, it's got like, if people haven't seen it, it's got like the bus seat carpet and like jerseys everywhere. Like, it's sick. So we got so lucky because the Pig Athletic Club boys had all the gear. The Caxton gave us the space. So we just rocked up. We didn't have to outlay any money for so long.
Yeah.
And just had this sick space and all the gear. So it was unbelievable.
Just go up there
and rip in.
Yeah. Now, we just go up there whenever and hit
Well, that was one of the things that I was like, when we went up there first, when we first met you guys, it was a magic round. But going up there and being like, oh, these dudes have like managed to like basically, they've like got the run of the best fucking pub in the country. You guys just walk out, everyone knew you at the pub and everything, and like we just got to go around and do whatever the fuck we wanted in the Caxton.
It's great up. It's great upstairs.
It's such a good
Those
time.
walls could talk.
That was also part of it as well. Is like you're doing it where just some of the all-time greats of rugby
Well, after
league got into their
Origin
work.
3 this year, condolences.
Yeah, I was sent video. Sterling showed me videos. I'm
Sterling
like,
I was walking up the street and I was like, because after Origin like that, it's just packed. You can barely get in. And I was like, I'll walk past. If Sterlo's there, I'll try my luck. And I walk past and Sterling's on the door, just grab me by the collar, upstairs to the 4X after party, like free booze. I left there at I don't know what time, but everyone had got kicked out. Queensland team in there, like they were just running amok. So it's a pretty cool venue, and there's like heaps of cool shit. We were at their staff Christmas party last night, and there's heaps.
How was that? Is that what you guys were a bit?
We were there till about 11 or midnight last night, and then we had the 6 a.m. flight down here. So
at 4 a.m. wake up.
Why the fuck do you fly 6 a.m.? Was that
we thought you guys wanted to get us on the podcast at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and that was like the only available flight.
Yeah, so we were like,
you got here early.
Because there's this little thing.
Did we say that? Did we say no? I wouldn't be surprised if we did.
I can't remember. Because of the daylight savings, we'll be losing now. So there was only like the next flight was heaps later.
Yeah.
Daylight savings fucks us hard.
You got to come to the party on.
Yeah,
that.
no, I wish we
getting
could as well.
absurd. It's
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
stupid.
it's fucked.
Have you ever experienced the joys of it down here? Like, because you're
Not
about
here.
to.
I went to Tassie last just over New Year's, and
Yeah.
it was amazing.
It's
like
great.
10 o'clock, you're on the piss, the sun's up, it's fucking
Yeah,
awesome.
it's living.
Yeah.
So, what then? Like, how long were you doing it for before it started to grow? Before it kicked
So long.
off?
We're talking about this last night.
Yeah.
The first 12 months of it, I think we got 4,000 streams in total. And I remember, like, obviously we weren't monetizing it all then, but I remember hearing, like, how much you could charge for an ad read. I did the maths in my head. I was like, fuck, we could only make, like, $250 for the whole year. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Yeah. So we've been going for about 3 years, and literally, like, it seemed to just before Magic Round really kick off. And then I think hanging out with you guys and the YKTR boys and Kempy and stuff, like, that period for us was massive.
Yeah, it was pretty fucked.
So it's literally only been the last sort of 6 months or so.
Yeah,
I'd say.
6 months, it's really taken off. Probably about a year and a half ago, we started to see it go up a bit, but the 6 months has just been fucked.
It's been crazy, yeah.
So how much content are you boys putting out a week? What's the lay of the land for the listeners?
We got? Well, Dust does everything.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very open about this. I do absolutely fuck all. I jump on the podcast.
He's the talent.
On a Monday
Yeah.
night. I just talk a bit of shit. And then if we want to film something weird, I'll just do that. So
Yeah.
That's how we started.
Yeah.
That's like exactly the
It's
same
exactly
as
the
how
same.
we started.
Yeah.
Was it?
Well, so we pretty much copied you guys and have like our own hotline that people call into. So we've just changed it up a little bit. Our Wednesday show now is just all of the calls for the week. And then the Friday show is similar to this, just sit around and chat shit. So two podcasts a week. We're kind of experimenting with stuff a little bit at the moment, just trying to like tighten it up a bit. But fuck yeah, spend a lot of time on it. I think people don't actually realize how much goes into it in the back end, but it's good fun. Like I say to Clutz all the time, if I didn't have to sleep, we'd be laughing because like get home from work and I actually want to do it. Like it's not like
it's not a chore.
Exactly, yeah.
It's fun.
But it's when you got to wake up at 6 o'clock the next day and go to the office. It's like, fuck.
yeah. Do you reckon you're far off being able to go full time?
I don't know. It's like
not me. I'm
Yeah.
just over halfway through my second year of a plumbing apprenticeship.
Okay, right.
Possibly Brisbane's most average apprentice plumber.
Yeah.
But
if you need that leak looked at though, you got it
Yeah.
covered.
Well, we'll have to get you up on the roof.
No, I hate heights. So I can fuck right
And
off.
also, you were saying last night you've only seen shit once.
Yeah.
And
how?
it's second year
Because
plumber.
I do commercial and civil new builds. So I don't have to really connect.
So what happens when you get qualified and fucking you have to go and do maintenance and like?
Well, I won't have to do maintenance because I'm not a maintenance plumber.
Yeah, right.
So, but like, then does that mean from
You're
a
not a real
plumbing
plumber?
perspective that you pigeonhole yourself into like you're
In a
not a
way,
plumber for all occasions?
Yeah, like a little bit, but fuck, man, I don't really want to be doing that. Eh?
Yeah, I'd rather be pigeonholed than in the shit.
Yeah,
literally.
exactly.
Literally, yeah. You don't want to pigeonhole yourself the other way.
No, I get you. You don't want to
Listen,
be a
like, I'm
plumber.
a
shit
poo
guy.
guy.
I'm a
You don't want to
poo
be a poo guy.
Shit.
Yeah,
no.
but if you're a plumber, there's a very good chance you're a poo guy.
Well, clearly not.
But
You're
like,
sitting opposite one. You're
No,
making
I-
a lot of assumptions.
but don't you reckon that would be the assumption that if you're going into plumbing,
it's the
Well, that's
assumption.
what
when
I
you were
thought
going into
was-
plumbing, didn't you
yeah.
think I'm going to be a poo guy?
I was like, guess what? I'm going to come home with shit under my nails. Can't bite them anymore.
No,
but
yeah, that's
guess
tough.
what? We're still biting, so we're all good.
Is it 50-50? Like you either maintenance or not, or like do people do both?
People can do both. Like we're starting up a maintenance sector in our company.
Are you
but-
nervous about that?
Well,
yeah, couldn't they just go, hey,
Yeah.
brah, we're moving.
Oh, you're the
they're gonna have
apprentice.
a
reassigned to poo.
we've been told that we'll do 1 week every couple of months with the maintenance bloke
Oh.
as an apprentice.
Sounds like you're going to become a poo guy.
Yeah, maybe. And I'm not looking forward to it.
I'm
It's
hearing,
like, it's like
I'm
fly in,
hearing,
fly out.
I'm hearing poo in your
Yeah,
future.
Yeah.
Bit of a poo puncher. And, yeah.
But it's good to look. Put it this way: it'll be
Yeah.
a nice feather to the bow.
Yeah, jack of
Yeah,
all trades.
exactly.
Like changing
Feather
your
in the
tire.
cap.
feather
Exactly.
in the cap,
String to the
brother.
bow.
String to the bow.
That's it.
I always get that
You
confused.
do. You're
String
a
to
big
your
fan.
string to your man bow.
That's it. Yeah.
She's
Shit
getting-
string.
Yeah.
A shit string. Look, when things go bad in your own home, at least you'll be able to fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the hope.
Dude, I
That's
got a
the
fucking
hype.
necklace out of a sink the other day.
Yeah.
So I'm
Dude, I
basically a
heard.
plumber as well.
When you're talking about the water pissing out of the pipe, I was like, water is not connected to that. It is a drainage
No,
pipe.
also not that bit.
Yeah.
But again, I think it was more that there was water in there. As opposed
'Cause
to
it just stays there.
that I'm like,
Yeah.
but I was also not doing that bit where I found the necklace.
Yeah.
That didn't have much water in it, but then there was another bit that was further in
Yeah, right.
that did have water in it.
Is the point of the U
Yeah.
to so you can fucking find shit that you drop? Is that the only
I
benefit?
think that's
of it?
one part of it. And And honestly, as I said, I'm one of the worst plumbing cases in Brisbane, so I couldn't really tell you.
That's probably plumbers worldwide listening to this again. This
Yeah.
Okay.
Alex
He's a
Ironside will be
fraud.
fucking-
Yeah.
We've got an official
Plumbing
plumber
hour
in
with
the podcast.
Clutz. You know, it's just silent.
All I know is that back when I used to work in hospo, I used to work at Grilled for a fair while, and our little
I like grilled.
Yeah,
shout out to
grilled.
grilled.
amazing. I used to play with those all the time because like they always used to get fucking stuck with food and shit. So
So were you
You'd
plumbing
eat it,
then?
would you?
no,
You were just fucking around with the
No,
pipes.
that's just where I got told
for a
by a
fee.
manager, he's like, you can pay $200 for some bloke to come out and do this in 5 minutes. And I was
So
like,
you
well,
were like you know there are some people where it's like you just give this kid a football and he can juggle.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
He just put you in front of pipes and
Yeah.
you're like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
like the was it like
pipes have become pleasure
sea
for
shit.
me. Basically, it's not work.
laying pipe.
Yeah,
Have you got plumbing in the blood?
I don't think so. Well, actually,
yeah.
I reckon I do.
Didn't your dad work for CUB? That's not really
Oh,
plumbing.
Dad's a
but-
fitter by trade, but he used to work at CUB up there. And the other day, I felt pretty shit about myself. Dad's rental property's got the hot water system blue. He's called me up to organise a hot water system. I'm like, yeah, fuck, I'll try and do it. Blah blah blah. Called him in the afternoon, and he's like, oh, I ordered it, fixed it, and hooked it up myself. I was like, what?
So
Your
what
old
good are
man
you?
did.
My
Yeah.
old man did it. Yeah, he
Your
just
old
did it
man's
himself.
like he's a bit of a
He's
bit of a goer.
Is he a
Like, he's-
man though?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
Fucking
yeah,
oath.
yeah.
Like
You
you
should
said,
see-
you can do that
do-
shit yourself. You're a
Yeah.
man.
When
He writes for Bush and Beach Fishing Magazine.
yeah,
Oh, so he's a
He's a dribbly old man.
when I helped Clutzy move into his house, yeah, when I helped Clutzy move into
for
his
the
house, I got there and he's sitting on the couch, no shirt, Carlton mitt in hand, and 3/4 boardies that are South Sydney Rabbitohs print. It's like fucking oath.
Yeah, man. And writes for Bush and Beach.
Yeah, Dad does the
loves
Powerboat
fishing.
Anglers Fishing Club.
Dude, that's so good.
It, like,
He will
if
be
he doesn't
listening
have
too.
content, he just thinks about. Like, I think one day they were driving somewhere to go fishing, didn't catch any fish. It was his only thing, only fishing he did for the month, and he spoke about how many buckets he passed on a highway. And that was his fishing article.
That's fucking hilarious.
The day we
fishing
moved-
wasn't good, but plenty of buckets on the highway if you need
Was
it.
that where I saw one of your videos where you saw like something sitting on a highway for ages?
That was
and
a dildo, wasn't it?
No.
Wasn't that something you drove past
That
for
was a hard
ages?
hat.
Oh, the hard
yeah,
hat,
bro,
yeah.
that was actually fucked.
Can you tell that story?
Man, I was talking about this, right? So there was this blue hard hat, and I just really wanted it, but very busy stretch of highway.
But so how often were you driving past it?
Like every day, because it was on my way home from work. But to get there, you'd have to park at the shopping centre and just leg it across the road. And this bloke, well, I spoke about it on the podcast. I'd driven past it for maybe 6 weeks, I reckon, at this point. And then this bloke messaged the next day, because the day after I said it, it was gone. We hadn't put the podcast out or anything, so I was like, it can't be that, but some prick's gone and taken my hard hat. So I was going to start wearing it around at work. This dude heard the podcast and he's like, my mate picked that up the other day, and if you want, I can get it to you. I was like, what the fuck? So I've like gone to this random service station sort of near where I was working to meet this dude I'd never met before, and he brings this hard hat. And it's awesome, I've got it, but there was no protection inside. It's all cracked, and it's Cement Australia.
It's in our studio though.
So it's like a
Accent.
1920s like war helmet.
Yeah, it looks
pretty
like
much,
it. So I tried to reach out to Cement Australia to see if they could send me a hard hat, but it never rocked up.
They didn't
So-
give you one?
No.
Well, I couldn't get onto them.
Yeah,
And like we've called them
Cement
out on
Australia
multiple.
doesn't have an Instagram.
No, they don't. Which I thought they would, because
In 2022.
it's crazy not to. There's a lot of cement content.
Australia. That's
Yeah.
I mean, if you need cement, maybe you don't need to go via Instagram. You're
Yeah.
just Googling it. But I
They're
sort
probably
of-
more B2B instead of B2C. you
Yeah,
think.
no, I get that, mate.
There's businesses on Instagram though.
You know what I mean? So,
All business on Instagram. That's the point, though.
what drew you to this hard hat?
Just the color.
Just the colour of it and the fact that it was just chilling there. Because,
Why
man,
not?
I don't know. Hard hats are pretty boring. And I just wanted something to flare up a little bit, like a little bit of spice. Because I just had this plain Jane white hard hat that didn't fit my head properly, and I couldn't adjust it properly. So
You ever thought of maybe like vajazzling your own hard hats? Like, you know, like,
Bejeweling it.
like, you know,
Yeah.
Crocs, like they started putting
Yeah.
like shit in Crocs.
Bro, there's blokes that get like a couple $100 custom design hard hats.
With like
They're
what
mental.
on it?
Well, like footy
Just
teams
like-
and shit.
Yeah, there's like footy team ones, but just like random designs of like paintings and look almost like tattoo designed ones. Pretty scat.
See, that's why I think maybe, you start putting some diamantes on there.
Yeah.
And shit.
Might be gap in the market.
What about like a mohawk?
Yeah.
That would be pretty sick.
Dude.
Yeah, like a hustler one, mate, or something.
Well, like titties on there.
Yeah, tits. Yeah.
There you go. Or a dong. That's where equal opportunists here.
Yeah.
Well, you can have tits on one side and a dong on the
And
other.
a dick on the other.
Multi-purpose.
Or a dick coming down into your... Oh, they don't come down like that, do they?
No, they
Well, it can come
could
down.
though, sure.
They could.
If there was a
Certainly
strap.
not mine.
Or like a softball helmet or a baseball helmet. Just have
Yeah,
a dick
cover the
come
ear.
right down
Yeah.
into your mouth.
Fuck yeah.
Now we're talking.
Now we are talking.
This is ideal. I like it.
Yeah.
can
Write
sell
that down.
them.
Write
Yeah,
that
you
down.
could.
The cock helmet.
Cock helmet would be good.
The hard hat. And it's a hard dick.
Polish your heart out, boys.
The whole thing could just be a knob.
Yeah.
Just the tip of a penis. I know I'm into it way more than I
Yeah,
should be, but
that's fine,
like,
though.
I just think there's legs.
Whatever you
Yeah, I
into.
think a knob works.
I think a knob works. So in terms of like the podcasting, did you guys always want to do it, or was it just like when you were in lockdown, you were bored as shit and were like, let's
We
do
just wanted to
something?
put content out because we couldn't do anything anymore. So
Actually,
we were like, fuck it.
I fellow redone T got made redundant from one of my first job
My
out
man.
of uni. Like 2 weeks before I was supposed
How'd
to.
they do it to you?
Bro, so fucked. Like, one of the most fucked days of my life.
It's fun, isn't
Oh,
it?
yeah, no.
Like, I don't know if you want me to go into it, but
Yeah,
it's,
fucking tell us.
So I was pretty shit at uni, never went to class or anything. Shithouse grade point average. So in my last year, I was like, fuck, I'm gonna have to do something here. I did a business degree in marketing, so it's not like I'm a fucking, lawyer or whatever. So I'm gonna have to do something here to make sure I actually get a job at the end of this, because essentially I've just gone out on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for the past 3 years.
DJ Darsehole tearing
Yeah.
up the valley.
You're a DJ.
Oh, yeah.
DJ Das.
DJ Darsehole.
Is that DJ Das?
Before this, me and one of our other mates used to throw events and parties and stuff, and I called myself DJ Darsehole, and then I bleached my hair and it was bleached Darsehole.
God,
Anyway,
awesome.
that's beside the point.
Tom was also a DJ.
Yeah,
The divorcees or some divorcee
And
dads.
they wear little tracksuits.
Yeah,
I
love it.
It's good fun until you fucking work 6 days a week and
Yeah.
then go out till 4 a.m. And
Yeah.
Anyway, I was like, I'm gonna have to do something to get a job, so just started working for free in all these places. Got in somewhere. It was like this cool startup that had grown pretty big, and I was so stoked. Worked there for 4 weeks for free, and then they gave me like a casual position till I graduated.
Doing what?
Initially, the casual position was essentially, they called it like community management coordinator or something, but it was just like social media customer service.
Love.
Like
the fucking-
replying to people.
Yeah.
I
and
love
just
the
like,
names. They make you feel
Yeah,
like you're a
But it was cool for me.
community
It was like
management
I sat within.
Looks good on LinkedIn.
Yeah, sat within the marketing team, so sort of gave me a good intro to the business and stuff. And then graduated uni, got a full-time retail marketing job, and I was just like, I'm just going to work my ass off so that they can't afford not to hire me, and they did, and I was like, this is great. My manager and I had such a good relationship and like such a fun company to work for. And then one day, it used to be in like this industrial area, sort of East Brisbane, I guess, northeast.
Oh, north.
So you could north.
Is this the food joint?
Yeah. So you can like drive and park there. And there was limited parks, and all the managers had like their reserve space. So if you're a pleb like me, you had to get there early to like get a park. I remember just driving in one day and being like, fuck, every manager's here. That's so weird. And like went up to my desk and there's no one on the floor. I was like, where the fuck is everyone? And then saw people coming out of the meeting room downstairs. My manager got in her car and left. And I was like, what's fucking going on? And then she called me, bawling her eyes out, like, and told me, she's like, I just got pulled into a room as a list on the board. Like, I'm so sorry. I had no say in it, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, holy fuck. I'm in a meeting room on the phone to her, looking through the glass window, and the CMO's walking out to people's desks going, can I have a chat with you in my office? Taking them in, and then Tekka over, just grabbing all their shit. I was like, oh my God. So I'm just sitting there waiting for my number to be pulled.
Did you know you were going to get pulled?
Yeah. And I was just sitting there, and everyone's like, what's going and no one else knew. So they're like, what's going on? I was like, this is fucked. So old mate comes over. Old mate goes, can I chat to you? Takes me downstairs where we had like the creative team, so probably like 20 designers, like graphic designers, video, all that. Literally like 2 lunch tables, walked through the middle of them into the boardroom, HR, and they get told, handed a brown box, walked back up through them. I was like, and everyone's just like, what's going on? And I had all this shit, like I've been working there for like just over a year, all this paper and files and shit, and I was like, fuck this. My manager's like, do you want any of this? I'm like, no, it's your fucking problem. See you later. And I got in my car and drove home, and I was like, what do I do? Like, it was the first time in my life where I had no assignment, no job. Like, I had no responsibilities.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, I'm going to Europe in 2 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks.
Did they give you a payout?
Yeah, because I was casual for the first bit. I'd been there for only 11 months. They gave me a 1 week payout.
Oh,
And I was like, grad. Like I was thinking I was getting 50 grand a year, so the payout was like $700.
oh,
Why
And
did
then-
they sack you?
Long story.
They fucked up.
There was like 40 people got made redundant. Like it was massive. They'd been spending in line with last year's growth and thought the business was going to be massive. But the other like string to that bow was I'd been saving up for a new car. Had this fucked old Hyundai Getz. Speakers blown out.
shout out to the Hyundai
Yeah.
guys.
Man, it used to have
It was
like, what was the
fucked.
big sticker you used
for
to have on the
Secret
back?
Santa, one of the boys, I got a Ned Kelly Such Is Life with bullet hole sticker on the back. Across the back.
He used to rock around Brisbane and
the
he'd be
Getz.
like, fuck, wonder if that's Darcy. He'd go past, such as life.
and then a little Monster Energy one as well. It was so fucked. All the speakers were blown. Aircon was fucked. Needed new engine mounts. So you get in it just like. So I was just like, I'm just going to drive this. And then I was going to buy a new car when I graduated uni, but then booked the Europe trip. And I was like, I don't want to spend money on the car and then run out of money overseas. I'd rather go over, spend a bit much, come back and have to save for another couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So I got made redundant. I was like, fuck. Luckily, I've got this cash saved up for the car. Like, I'll be sweet. I'll just get a job when I get back. And then, so I got made redundant on like a Tuesday. The Friday, everyone from that job was having drinks. Like, because so many people got made redundant. Like, let's get together and have a piss up. And my little brother, I was living at home. My little brother was like, can you give me a lift? He's like, yeah, but my car's no fuel. Can I use yours? I was like, yeah, absolutely. Drove me into the city, and then like 20 minutes later, I get a call from him. He's like, bro, I just wrote your car off. I was like, fuck.
Oh, fucking
And
funny,
Dad's on the
man.
blower. Dad's like, you're a fucking idiot. Your brother's not insured to be driving your car. And I was just like, oh. So I'm going to Europe with no job, no car, and like just a limited amount of money in my bank account. Like just the most fuck period of my life. And yeah, basically that's when I was in Positano. I was like, I don't want to do a normal job. This has been fucked. So ever since then, I wanted to start something, but never really knew that it was going to end up like this.
Doing
It
this.
just sort of, even when we started,
Sliding doors,
Sliding
bro.
doors.
yeah,
Sliding
and so much
doors.
random. Like we've done fucking cooking shows. We've done some.
Oh man, I've
scat
done some
stuff.
weird shit. Yeah, Cooking with Clutz. That was a good little YouTube series.
Well,
for
we had
2
Ned's
episodes.
Kitchen.
Yeah.
Ned's Kitchen where you cook
I
cooked
cook, I've
cookies.
cooked,
Yeah.
I've cooked
Yeah.
once.
Yeah.
What did I do? Beer battered fish.
Yeah.
That was good.
Bloke beer about it. Fish.
Yeah, bloke beer battered
battered
fish.
fish. Fucking hell.
Very, very
Did
simple.
something else, but I can't remember. We always talked about doing
Oh,
like it.
beer bread.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Beer bread.
We made bread, but it was like,
Get you pissed.
What, soaked
No,
in
no,
beer?
you just
yeah,
use beer as like
use
the yeast.
beer. Yeah.
It's one of the main ingredients.
Any good?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
delicious.
Yeah.
Except, geez, I was shitting like no tomorrow afterwards.
Oh, yeah, really?
It
It
was
was damaging
fucked.
on the guts.
Oh,
Your guts
yeah.
generally.
Yeah, I
as
was
we-
gonna say that's
Yeah,
not unusual
bro.
for you.
And
So
if you think you shit a lot, fuck.
Dude, well, mate,
There's
we
a lot
got
of
a
symmetry here.
One of the
I
great-
don't see his fucking weak
couple of
gut.
the great pooers all time.
Yeah.
This guy could poo literally for the nation.
Yeah.
well, how do you do it in there? Because I just went into the bathroom. You guys got in there. How's the fucking posture on there?
Yeah, I know the
it's
disabled
like-
toilet. They're
yeah.
obviously they're very posture specific in that bathroom.
Yeah.
I've learnt to listen. I can poo anywhere.
Yeah, I'm
You
the
know what I
same.
mean?
Yeah.
I'm
I can poo in here as well.
You give me
I
a.
think most
to.
people can.
You give me a hole.
No,
yeah,
some
no,
people
dude.
can't. No,
Really?
Some people
mate,
hold
I know
it in
people that
all
won't
day.
shit in public.
Fuck.
Oh man, every time, like if we go to a cafe,
I
I'm
did
like,
hear
I'm going
this,
to take a
yeah.
shit. He's like, what? I don't know how you do it.
And some people don't like. I
Johnny
work,
Goat's the same. He'll only shit at home, I think.
Yeah.
I work in an office. Some people like I just don't shit at work. I'm like, how?
How do you do
Because I'm in
that?
there 4 times every day. Like I don't understand
I've
how you
crapped
can.
twice this morning, and I've got one more in me. I reckon.
I did one at Darcy's, one when I got to the airport, and
Mate, the door's always open in the bathroom if you want to get in there. It'd be an honour.
don't you worry.
Yeah,
Great
exactly.
bathroom as
The
well.
biggest pooer
It's
in
gonna be
Queensland.
dangerous.
Yeah, we might have to do like a great shit off one day. Just you
Yeah,
and
battle
me.
shits, man. We'll
Dude, just see
keep
what we can do.
pumping it
Hamish
out.
and Andy did the superior penis contest. So
Superior penis.
Yeah.
As in like looking at each other's
no,
cocks.
like who could piss
could
the most?
piss the most?
They weighed it
Oh.
and stuff.
As in like the amount or the distance?
Amount, yeah.
Amount.
Wait.
Because just weight
Weight,
of
no,
Oh,
weight.
bro, I
Well,
reckon
they're
I
two
have
different
most
competitions.
people
No,
with
they
amount.
are.
Because you can have the high jump, you can have the long jump, you
Yeah.
can also have the weight.
And well, I think high jump and long jump are all about how hard you are.
Yeah.
Because if you can piss while you're hard,
Well, if you
the
wake-
blood's all squeezing it through.
Well, if you listen, if it's morning wood, if it's I've woken up and I need to piss and I've got a chub, look out.
Look
Yeah.
out.
You're in big
I
trouble.
I reckon you could piss over the
Easy from
Blue
here,
wall.
bang! I'd fucking
Put your
pump
hard
it over
hats on,
there.
boys.
Yeah, exactly. But soft, then it's
Oh, mates, listen,
like just hitting the floor.
seriously.
And probably a bit of the chair, if we're being honest.
Yeah, it's
all
like-
things considered.
I mean, it'll literally just be urinating on myself.
Yes.
Maybe we could do like a toilet decathlon or something.
toilet.
So what we're saying,
highs,
like,
lows,
highest you
weights,
can piss,
distance.
furthest you can piss, most you can piss.
Bro, I
Longest you
don't
can
want to
piss.
do long jump out of my ass just quietly. That would be
No, well, I think
so
that the
fucked.
poos would just be PPD.
That's
like a
it's
poo per
touchdown,
day.
not.
Or maybe like a
Or is it a
speed
weight
test.
of
It's got to be
serves?
weight. You can't be
Dude.
poo per day because
Where you weigh?
Yeah. Well, I guess you're shitting in a bucket and then hanging it off of.
Well, our mate Jarch had to get a sample the other day, and he said that like they give you this sort of sheet that you put it in the bowl and you shit onto it, and then you have to scoop it up.
out. I used to lie when we were at school. I used to lie about being sick, and I went to like the sick bay, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I got diarrhea," and the nurse was like, "Oh, you're." I think she could tell I was lying.
So
She
you
was
always used to have it, didn't you?
diarrhea? No. But she was like, well, you're like the 10th boy to come in. This is when we were like living off campus in the bush. She's like, oh, you're like the 10th boy in the year to have it, so I'm going to need to get a sample. I'm like, right. I was just hoping to like, lay in a fucking bunk bed
play
for
the
a couple of
Xbox for a
periods.
bit. Yeah.
And so I had to sit in a room with a bedpan, and basically she was like, you just got to shit.
Bedpan.
Yeah, bedpan.
Oh, shit.
And it was
You
just
get a
sitting
school
there.
in a prison or something?
Yeah, I know, right? Well, that was how she wanted the sample delivered.
Why do you just say I can't?
Because I told her that I had spitty bum all day, and it was most likely going to be happening.
Severe case.
So she's called you bluff.
She's called my bluff. And it was like me sitting there just in a room staring, like eyeing off this thing, like, how am I going to fucking do a shit in that thing? Like, what's going to happen here? And in the end, it got to the point where it was like, she's like, I'm going to need something from you pretty soon if you are, in fact, telling the truth. So I've got onto the thing, and I'm like, bearing down like I'm trying to give birth, like, come on, I got to get this. Because I would have
Dude, that's a lot to just miss a fucking period.
I didn't know that going in, but if she says you got to do it, I can't go, I was lying.
Why not?
Because I wanted time off. It might have been one of those things where you hadn't done an assignment, you're trying to miss a period.
Let's pat it now.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, if I've gone in there and said I'm lying, you've got to. If you go in and just go, oh, sorry, I'm not going to do that, I'm lying.
Yeah.
I can't get out of a period ever again.
Yeah.
I'm not. You got to play eyes up
Next
here.
time you got spitty bum, you're shitting your pants.
Oh, exactly. I'm gonna have to go in with brown pants to get out of class. So I was like, I'm gonna give it all everything I can.
Did you get a sample out?
How'd you go? Yeah.
It was a fucking rabbit pellet, and I took it back to her and went, "Listen, I don't know what it is, but I can't get
I'm
one."
healed.
She's like, "Yeah, exactly. It's a miracle." She was like, "Back to class." I'm like, "All right, yeah, let's go."
Speaking of-
do you want me to clear that
Did
out?
you hand it over to her?
I showed her the poo. I'm like,
Oh
"Listen."
my!
Did she clean it or you?
Well, I didn't fucking do
Add
it.
a bit of water and just fucking.
Well, that's what I was thinking, right? If I could at least get something substantial out, you
Yeah.
mash it up a little bit.
Oh.
These are the things that a 15-year-old thinks about, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm 27
Get me a
and I'm still
fork.
thinking about it.
Yeah. Here we are talking about
Yeah,
it.
you
Yes.
mix that with water, you'd be fine.
You'd be home and host.
Yeah.
Speaking of spitty bums, we so
Jesus
when we
Christ.
when we first started out, there's this, I don't know if you've ever tried one, but like a sour beer. There's these things.
a sour
We
beer.
have
One
one.
of your beers, eh?
Yeah, did you guys try one when you were? I can't
don't
remember.
think so.
I can't remember.
Anyway, they basically don't taste anything like beer. And there's this brewery in Brisbane called Revel, who made some awesome ones. They did like a mango wheat bar one, frosty fruit, and they just taste exactly like all that old shit that you
Yeah,
used to
yeah.
when you're a kid.
And you get
Nostalgic.
pissed off it and you're just like, fuck
and
yes,
it's ever, like you give it to your days. Oh, it's not a fucking beer. It's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, okay,
it's
Dad,
not supposed to
relax.
taste like a fucking beer. Anyway.
Yeah.
So we always said from the start, like, I'd be mad to do a sour with them. And we did one last year, and we've actually just released it again this year. But the strawberries and cream sour.
Nice
and
subtle
like,
plug.
yeah. And
Available online and all good stuff.
yeah. You obviously, like, usually when we drink those sort of beers, you don't, if we're getting on the piss for the day, you're not like, I'm gonna have 20 sours. Like, they're one of those beers you have 2 or 3 of them, and then
Yeah,
like,
you can't pound craft
exactly.
beers.
Yeah. So we had this launch event the first time we did the beer, and it's a strawberries and cream sour, so packed full of lactose.
Yeah, lactose and strawberries out the wazoo.
And we're just like and it got to like
Smash
8
them.
o'clock this I was like, fucking, I am no good. And everyone there, the toilet at the brewery is like
it
out
was
the door.
crazy.
We're going to go out in the gutter.
Yeah, it was one of those ones where I got home at night, sitting on the toilet, like, I might just sleep here.
Yeah.
It might be
Yeah,
easier.
dude,
Like,
any craft beer to like in any sort of vast quantity is going to fuck you up.
Yeah.
oh,
We were
even
considering
a couple of them.
marketing it as a dieting beer
like a
because if
skinny
you wanted to
me too.
lose weight, have a couple of these and you're just going to shit it
Okay, I
out.
like
Yeah,
that.
but you're
So-
putting about 1,000 calories a can in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're still like, I mean,
it's great beer though. Everyone should go and buy a carton.
yeah, well, I mean, You should have bought us some.
Well, you've
dogs.
sold
Well, it's not ready yet.
Not ready
We've sold
yet.
it.
November 4th.
Oh, okay, so it's not ready.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah,
right.
okay, that's
we'll,
cool. Well, we'll send you some
We'll sort
rosés as
something
well.
out.
We'll sort something out for sure. Yeah.
Your NFL punting sucks, with the greatest respect, or at least it did on
Well,
about it.
yeah. As I said, after I got called Mel Caddick, I was looking with my missus for at least 3 or 4 hours for a fake foot. But
I had
man,
no
around
context
Halloween,
for that. I had
Well-
no context for that. Clutz is like, oh, I'm just going out to look for a fake foot. I was like, what are you talking
Yeah,
about?
and you know what? There'd be plenty of people listening now who are like, what the fuck? And
Yeah,
it was,
yeah.
on About Even, obviously, the betting show.
Yeah.
And I can't remember why we started calling you Mel Caddick. Was it because we were saying you were a fraud?
No, because he had Ponzi scheme vibes.
Yeah, right.
that was
So he
it.
came up with
He was the lippy dribbler.
he came up with a system to win in the NFL that gave off fucking horrific Ponzi scheme
Yes.
vibes. And I just listened to the Mel Caddick podcast, who was also a big proponent of the Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, she did so well at it.
Allegedly.
She lost a foot out of it. And perhaps a life.
Maybe her life. We don't know.
Well,
Definitely a foot.
Definitely a foot. We know that. But she could have cut that thing off.
Yeah.
Would you rule that out?
Yeah, I'd rule it out. But you can't rule it out 100%.
Well, so you don't rule it out. Then. That's
Well-
exactly what I just said.
I think it's very, very, very fucking unlikely.
Shout out to Mel Caddick.
Yeah.
What is your NFL punting
System.
Dude, it's not even like a groundbreaking thing. All I did...
Does
I
it work?
Yeah, it's
He won
working
on the
again
weekend.
now. I won on the
It's working
weekend.
again.
The thing is, you hit one in like the first round.
I
right?
hit the very first round. I hit. So basically, what it is, I'm doing like a little outlay each week, and I've worked out I just need to hit a couple to be up for the season. So I hit in the first week, and that was like a $58 multi or something. And
That's
it was
nice.
Wide receivers. So I just went and had a look at last season's top 5 wide receiver touchdown scorers, and for some reason in the NFL, like over here, you'd expect like an anytime try scorer to be, I don't know, like $1.80 or something if it's someone who scores all the time. Over there, they're like over $2, so it just accumulates quite well.
Okay.
So I did
do
that.
like that. I like knowing that, like, anytime touchdown scorers in
Yeah,
the NFL.
pays
like,
well.
In
They're way higher. They're way
wide
higher.
receivers, there's a bit more of a market. They're more around that $2, a little bit over $2 because there's multiple. Running backs, it's come down a bit. But, yeah, I just got the top 5 from last year in the wide receivers and the running backs, do those as individual multis and then combine them in a 10-legger. See how that goes. Haven't hit a 10-legger yet. But,
But you
How
hit
many
two-
5-leggers do you hit?
He's
So
hit
is it-
two.
I've hit 2. And
So it's basically the same bet every week.
essentially, but I've reevaluated because some of the blokes, particularly the running backs, are just doing shit house, the ones from last year. And I said I'd have a look at it. So I went and had a look at who the top 5 receiving touchdown scorers were at the moment and running backs. So I changed them both. Receiver one was shit house. I think I got 1 out of 5 this week. So it's not a good system.
It's
there.
not a phenomenal system.
It's not a phenomenal
you've hit
system,
two, so
but
you're up for
nothing
the year.
is. But I'm up for the year now because I've hit 2 and we've got like, 9-10 weeks to go.
So it's, yeah,
So if you hit again, you'll be...
Just
So if I
anything
hit it
from here
again,
is
I'll
just profit.
be fucking profit.
Well, if you hit it
Big
again,
time.
then the system works.
Yeah. So
Very true.
yeah, that's basically what it is.
We'll be loading it up in whatever your tip is for the last race at Dubbo this
Yeah,
weekend.
that's right. Last race at Dubbo.
Yeah.
Dubbo
Yeah.
on the last. If you're doing your ass, Dubbo on the last.
Yeah, well,
If you've done your ass,
You've done your ass,
Dubbo on the
look
last.
to Dubbo in the last.
that. We were actually having a bit of a discussion about your little your racing in Dubbo. So we had some blokes reach out to us about a racehorse. It's
Yeah.
around the Newcastle area.
Yeah.
And
We have a share.
we have
Oh,
a share
yeah,
in it.
yeah,
We ended
yeah.
up getting naming rights.
We named it yesterday.
So the official name came back yesterday.
What is
We
it?
had to submit 3. What did we submit?
So originally we submitted Head Noise.
Yeah, knocked it back.
Great name.
They're like, we
Got
can't do
knocked
that.
back straight away.
Is that why? Because it's like a
I don't know.
I don't
maybe
know.
it's a depression.
but they just
Sort of
Yeah.
like,
no negotiation.
maybe
imagine
because
that-
there's a lot of head noise related with
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
fucking.
But imagine
problem
that coming around the outside, head noise.
Yeah,
It's got
dude,
a great turn
I
of
love
foot.
that.
So
Head noise
instead-
dead last. Fuck.
Again.
head noise gets there.
But yeah, this time we did free phone because we're on a national campaign that
Yeah.
Telstra pay phones.
Yeah.
you
Why
don't
are they
pay
called that?
for them anymore.
Why are they called payphones? They're free.
They're
You can
free.
call
Oh,
for
they still
free.
called payphones.
But they're still called pay phones. So we've actually put out to our listeners to call up our froth line, which is the other horse name.
Whenever you walk
Basically,
past
whenever you
one.
walk past a free phone, give us a bell and let us know because we want to send Telstra under.
We get like 50 a week. We get 50 a week. Hey guys, this is the free phone outside the Caxton. See ya.
And then we've also people started going on, like they've just sort of started their own thing now with an aggressive hang up. So poor Darcy gets blasted like 50 times a week of blokes just fucking the shit out of
Smashing
these
it down.
AirPods in on the train, just
Then like someone the other day sent a photo of a technician fixing up one of the phones, and we're like, "Fuck! Hopefully that wasn't one of our boys."
Should have just smashed it
So
up.
we did aggressive hang up, froth. No, we did free phone, froth line,
Yeah, and then the last one was Clutzy's rig.
and that's what got over the line.
Oh, I love that.
So we're hoping that Clutzy's rig gets to run at Dubbo one day.
Yeah,
Dude, wouldn't that be
And then-
run past your sign.
Dude, well, you'd get down there, wouldn't you? You'd
Oh,
have to.
fucking oath. We
But
said that
he's
today.
got Dubbo all
All
over.
over.
Absolutely, yeah. It's been trained in Newcastle, so it's not not that far, really.
No, they travel all over the
Yeah,
country. They
exactly.
take horses from Sydney down to Victoria,
Yeah.
fucking South Australia.
So yeah, I just can't wait to go to the pub and cheer home Clutzy's
Fuck yeah.
rig.
What percentage of the horse you got?
We got 5%,
5%, I think.
When's it running?
Don't know.
Not sure.
It's
He's
nuts
getting
cut off.
gelded this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Back into
perfect.
training Mondays
Yeah,
and
chop the
reduce the
nuts
swelling.
off.
He'll be laser focused.
Yeah,
so.
well, that's it. You
Apparently
can't
he's
have
a bit
him
too
looking
toey
at all the hot
moment, which,
horses around.
like his namesake, I
Yeah.
can imagine. Would
No,
be
I get it.
very
Yeah, you
toey,
see a hot
so.
pony walking past. It's
Yeah.
like you need to take those.
So nuts off and then into work. Is that
Pretty much, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
Fuck yeah. So
I just can't.
Who's training it?
Nathan Doyle.
Shout out to Nath.
Yeah,
Shout out to Nathan Doyle.
Shout out to
Calibre
Calibre
Racing
Racing
Group.
Group. Yeah.
Calibre Racing Group, Nathan Doyle. I would like to own a horse or a dog.
Dude, I reckon the Calibre boys would sort you out.
for sure.
Fuck yeah. Well, it's certainly something in our future. We were talking with, and I don't know if you guys would know, do you know who Vic LaRusso is? It's probably more of a New South Wales thing.
No.
Yeah, right.
He's like a traffic chopper guy. Do you know
Yeah.
when you watch the TV and it's like...
Yeah,
they go to
Chopper
the traffic-
Dave. We got
Yeah,
Chopper
Have you
Dave.
got Chopper Dave? Yeah, well, we had Vic
Ours is
LaRusso.
Vic LaRusso.
Yeah.
And-
That's a great
Yeah.
name.
Yeah, Vic's been our chopper guy for years, but
I
now...
trust Vic.
Well, I trust Vic with my life. But Vic now... He's made the move from the chopper to now he's the coordinator of the choppers. So
Yeah,
it's like
right.
he's stepped up, but metaphorically up, but
Like,
he's actually
not on
literally
air
come
anymore.
down.
Yeah.
But Vic now in the dog biz as well, I think.
Yeah.
He's
right.
always been in the dog. business.
Always been in the dog biz and the traffic biz.
He's always been drawn to choppers. He's been good in choppers. Now he manages choppers, but he's always had dogs. And he was saying to us, if you want to get into the dog game, I'm your man. And he was pretty keen on owning dogs together.
Yes. Well, this is no knock on Vic, but we were Narbra'd by Ricky Ponting, which was it was offensive. But the fact that you get Narbra'd by Ricky Ponting is almost enough.
He's Narbra'd some of the best around the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
Though, so.
Vic won't. There's no shame in telling Vic that Vic was second option.
To Ricky Ponting.
Exactly.
Ricky said he'd get
You
a
weren't,
dog
you
with
weren't
us.
second to just anyone. You were second to Ricky.
Yeah, and then once we said, yeah, Ricky, we're in, then Ricky went quiet.
Listen, Ricky's trying to hide behind the fact that he doesn't want to embarrass himself by giving us a second-rate dog. But it's also like, I can't wait forever, Ricky.
No. At some point, I'm going to need to get my pooch going.
I almost think it's funny if you get a second-rate dog.
I got an
That's
itch
what
that
we
needs
were saying,
scratching.
bro. We were like, if
Yeah.
the dog sucks, it's funny.
Yeah.
And we want to debut it at Dawson Park, which is the Dubbo track.
Yeah.
We should also
We should
put
also
it-
get sponsorship at Dawson Park.
We should, yeah.
That'd be lovely.
It's sponsorships.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like it's just one of the easiest layups.
Look,
Did
it
you
broke,
look
it
at
broke the
trots at all?
bank, but
Huh?
Did you look into trots at all?
Fucking oath, dude. I'm looking
So I went to a trot.
regional racing sponsorship.
See, I went to a trots meet up at what is it near Brecky Creek there? What do you call that?
Albion Park, yeah.
Went there and we were up in the suite there, and I was just eating a bunch of food, really enjoying it. And I had a look over, and Croker was there. In
Yeah.
his sling.
As in
And that-
Jared Croker.
Jared Croker.
Because Manly's got a Lachlan Croker who is the Croker in my eyes.
Yeah,
so.
the Croker. Sorry, apologies. But yeah, Jared Croker was
One
up
of the
there.
Broncos boys there as
And
well.
the Broncos boys are there as well.
Out there just watching the dogs
Just
get
watching,
around.
but Croker wasn't really drinking. He is obsessed with his trots,
The harness.
with the harness racing. Apparently, the Croker's big in the harness racing.
is that
industry.
right?
We got
So, I don't
fucked on
know.
on the trots yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. We had a thing that was home and hose, and then it went right
What
off
was it
the
called?
boil.
Carpe Diem.
Carpe Diem.
Oh.
280, went hard.
We went hard because
Responsibly.
responsibly hard, but the thing was like it was short and everything else was shit. And we were like,
Yeah.
this thing's going.
Yeah.
It was basically winning the whole fucking race.
And
got
then
run
it
down.
went early, it went 600 out, and I thought to myself, has it gone too early?
It had gone too
But
early.
it looked home and hose and then got run over the top of. You hear stories about the trots, though.
Yeah.
Like,
Bro,
Yeah.
it might be Jimmy's birthday, and so
Yeah.
Jimmy wins, you know.
Mate,
what
the
I mean?
craziest one I've heard, we've got a mate that works for a betting agency, and when he first started, he said there's going to be, like, someone was like, watch this race. They
Not
got
your mate next year.
No. Different mate.
Different, mate. We got a few mates.
But he said there's 3 trots in this race owned by the one dude. There's one at $2, one at $4, and one at like $80. He's like, we got word that there's going to be all these bets coming through at TABs because you can't do it on your app because they'll trace it back because it looks like a bit of hedging your bets and shit. So all these people put a bunch of money on the favourite and it pushed the middle one out to like $6 or $7. And then just before it jumped, they got like 50 grand worth of bets on this $6. And in the race, they were told that the $80 would box the short price favourite in and let this other one out. And sure enough, they're just like sitting there in the office watching it. And this fucking $80 thing boxes in the favourite. The other one comes out, shoots home.
Fuck.
What about one of the greatest moments in our podcast history was when we first did our beer last year. We did a launch event and we got this inbox on Instagram and it was like, hey boys, sorry, really wanted to come tonight. But I'm actually a trots driver and I'm racing at Redcliffe, which is like just in Brizzy. And I was like, that's fucking sick. Like, first of all, what's the name of your horse? And he sent it through. He's like, brilliant art. Shout out Dave.
Yeah, shout out to Big
So
Dave.
I'm racing in race, whatever, blah, blah, brilliant. I had a look. It was like $17. Everyone there was like, boys, this
Get
guy
on it.
is listens to the podcast, is about to go around, got on, just won.
Oh,
just
how good.
Led the whole way and won. And we're all there just
We
like,
love that.
oh, fuck.
Fucking oath we
Yeah.
do. How was your live show?
Yeah,
It was your
good.
first live
Good
show,
fun.
eh?
Yeah, first one was pissing down rain.
Like it just happens to be
Yeah.
now.
Like, it would have been like, the rain, I think, deterred a few people, but I was really worried about like, you know when you listen to a good podcast or watch something funny on your phone, like it's
Yeah.
funny, but you don't sit there laughing.
Yep.
And I was like, we're going to be sitting up there like two dickheads talking.
Yes.
And everyone's going to be staring at us. It's going to be so awkward. But I think the actual show itself went
Yeah, show
as
was
good as
good.
it could have. Yeah.
How long
it
did
was
you
funny.
talk for?
Probably 40, 45 minutes,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Fuck
We,
yeah.
we were supposed to start at like 6 and then it got there like 7.
Let's knock a
So,
couple
yeah.
off. Yeah, yeah.
What'd you
Yes,
talk
yeah.
about? What was
Fuck
the...
all. Like,
Right, as
we literally
usual.
planned nothing.
Yeah, we just didn't plan anything.
Spoke about that
Rats
river
came
rat.
up, yeah, river rats. I went for dinner the night before for Mrs. and saw like we went for a bit of a walk along the river afterwards, and this rat jumped in and it was fucking huge. So I started talking about that, and then how my cousin saw a giant land rat when he was clearing hay bales on the farm.
How big? Like
Like
rats
the
can
si-
get fucking
bro, the
big.
size of a ginger cat.
Dude,
he
I-
thought it was a cat, and he was like, "Holy shit, that is one big rat."
I'm of the belief that there's no such thing as a water or a land rat. We had this discussion.
We had this discussion, and I
Hold
was because Das asked if there's a difference. And I
Well,
said,
like, as in, if you're a rat that sort of like dances between the two worlds, are you just a rat,
Are you specifically a land rat and you can't swim?
or are you just
Or are
okay?
you-
Because
or do you
Clutzy
gain the
kept
ability?
saying it was a water rat. I was like, what do you mean a water rat? Like,
Well,
there is
Water
no-
Rats used to be a show on Australian TV.
exactly
I don't know.
what I
Oh, man,
said.
there we go.
That's
yeah.
exactly what I said.
Shout out to Gary Sweet. I don't know if he was on there. I think he was.
But there's
Water
also
rats, I think, just they get more into like their sewer work.
in Tassie, mate. They're called. I think they're called Rackalai. They're like, I got obsessed
Dude, what?
with them
You
last
fucking
year.
you did some deep diving.
Well, I got obsessed with them last year when I was in Tassie because I just saw these things fucking getting into their work around the water around Tasmania. Thought, what the fuck is this? And then they had this sign up for a Rackalai, which is a native Australian water rat.
Rats
But-
can be like pets and shit though. As
Yeah.
well. Like people
Which
see
is
people like rats on the shoulder. It's like you're a type of person.
Right, we had a
man.
You
mate
are
at
a type of
school
person,
who used to
it's
bring
like-
his pet rat to school.
I had a,
Or yeah, Craig.
Oh.
He used to sit there in
I'm
year
not shocked
9,
he's called
bro.
Craig.
mate of
either.
mine had one. His nickname was Ratman.
rat boy.
That's it. You're defined by the pet.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
no one's calling you dog boy because you got a fucking Labrador.
Yeah, yeah.
But
One
bro,
rat.
He used,
Yeah,
he used to have like his rat just chilling in his pocket.
That was a mouse, dude. I'm pretty sure.
Well, but he had mice before the rat.
Yeah. Okay. It's a progression.
Yeah, it's a progression.
Dude, I remember my brother had mice once, and then it had a babies, and then ate them all. And I was like, "This is too fucked up
That's
to
so
have as
fucked
pets,
up.
dude."
What
Like,
ate them?
The mouse ate all its babies.
Crikey.
You know, like
Why?
I don't need this shit in my house. Like, what are we talking about? I'm like, oh, baby rats. Oh no, the mum ate them all last
Yeah.
night. Like, having a pet's cool to like teach you about life and things
Yeah.
die and whatever. But like, no one can explain to me why the
No.
mum ate infanticide or whatever and ate all her babies.
That's not life.
Also-
That's not
that's
life. That's
fucked
fucked
up.
up.
Most households get rats and put rat traps in. Some
Yeah.
people put spinning wheels.
Yeah,
but-
yeah, exactly. So, well, also seeing a fucking mouse getting killed by a rat trap's also a
Falling
confronting.
down the
We had that
stairs.
at our, had that at our share house the other day, actually. this fucking rat had got in, so they set some traps up, and it got fucked up.
Yeah, you got to do it.
I didn't have to
Traps were
deal.
fucking alarmingly big.
Yeah.
Compared to the mouse trap, which is sort of subtle and
Bro,
dainty.
this one-
almost.
Dainty, delicate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tiny bit of cheese.
This one's
on
got
it.
like big teeth and shit, big plastic teeth, so it doesn't create some splash damage, but
It doesn't.
there's fucking dents, man. Like,
Oh my god! And so
Yeah.
that's the kind of finding like a
it's
dead
like,
fucking.
it's a bit confronting.
The one
but
that's
it's
fucked
gotta
is
be
the one where
done.
it's like, the plastic, like the glue. It sticks. There, you just get
Yeah.
stuck. I'm like, well, what? Do
What
I
do I
now
do
have
now?
to kill this fucking
Yeah.
thing? Like, they say like you need to drown it. I'm like, that's a lot for me to have to do, dude.
Yeah.
Let's just get the job done quickly.
Can we just do it when
Yeah.
I'm not looking? I just hear a
Yeah.
squeak in
And
the
then
other
just
room, and like
rush it into
someone
the
else
bin
has
and-
killed
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I can't kill animals, and that's probably a thing that I'm lacking in a man. You know, like man-bo stuff, kill an animal.
Oh, but I think some of the people that get into killing animals turn out to be some
Not
pretty
Jeffrey
shady
Dahmer
characters,
shit,
you know?
like-
Well, they
I'm more mean
can.
like maybe like
Yeah.
shoot a deer with an arrow.
If you
Bro,
torture
if you
animals,
tried to shoot a bow and arrow, that shit is fucking hard.
Yeah, bro. But if you
Particularly
can,
as a 10-year-old
you're a
in year
man.
5 camp, bro.
Oh yeah, no. What you were trying to kill animals in? With a bow?
No, just trying to shoot a bow and
Oh
arrow.
yeah, no. I
no,
struggle
no,
with that
no,
as well.
no.
You go to those outdoor camps. It's like
Yeah.
we're doing fucking archery.
Yeah, not fun.
You look like an absolute beater
But-
in front of all the chicks. You can't hit a fucking.
It would be good if you could shoot a bow and arrow to a deer. That
You never
Where
did
did
bow
you-
and arrow camps?
No, I didn't.
Not as in the
Neither
whole
did I.
camp wasn't about
No.
being bow and
Yeah,
arrow.
you know
In
what else
front
I
of
didn't do?
chicks?
You know what else I didn't do at school? Shit in the fucking bedpan. So
Well, yeah. I mean,
He's all over the map, this
None
guy.
of you lived clearly. But so you didn't go away to like the camps and like there'd be the you go
What
you-
camps? I'm so
like a school camp. You never went on a fucking school camp before?
We'd go to Sydney or Canberra. You wouldn't
I
go to
guess you
fucking. You wouldn't
lived
go
in the
target
bush.
seat.
No, but like you would go to like a bush camp.
Wang Bangalang we did for the rope. That was a day trip for
Like
the
a ropes course?
Yeah.
Shout out to ropes course.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hated
High
it.
or
Shout out to
low?
Wang Bangalang. I was low.
yeah.
But I always eyed off the high.
No, I'm too scared for the high
I hate
stuff.
the high ropes.
Yeah.
No,
I did the
didn't
high
mind
at
a bit of high
Narrabeen.
ropes.
Did the high at Narrabeen.
Were you in a co-ed school?
Yeah.
See, I always felt the pressure. If you're in a co-ed
Yeah.
school, like, you got to go to the high ropes course. Otherwise you look like a
Well,
bitch.
you weren't allowed to.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all right.
Fair.
They save you from yourself there. You don't
Yeah.
have to
They
be
did.
pussy.
I did
that's
the
such a shame
high
we're
at
not allowed.
Narrabeen.
Oh no, I wish we could.
The high's high.
So
yeah, I
high.
remember doing the high ropes course.
I'm not a big heights guy.
I fucking hate
Hate
heights.
heights.
Hate
That's
it.
just some weird old dude with like a fucking rat tail, no teeth. Like, just climb up there and
Yeah,
jump
no,
off.
it's all
mate.
good,
Yeah,
mate. We got you hooked
yeah,
up
the
here.
harness will be
She's
sweet.
gonna be
Yeah.
fine.
Heights and like tunnels and shit.
Fuck tunnels. Like
No,
caving.
claustrophobia.
Yeah, right.
You can
right.
fuck that right off.
Yeah.
Not for
Heights
me.
is a big one.
Yeah,
for me. I
heights
get
is big
dizzy
for
and
me.
stuff.
That's another thing I found out when I did plumbing. You got to get fucking high sometimes.
Dude, remember when we had to put the strawberries in the thing?
Oh,
the beer
yeah.
thing? Fuck.
When we did the beer last year, they got us to come along and put the strawberries into the vat. So we went up in a little scissor lift.
With the brewer who'd been at an event the night before till
Oh
And
Jesus.
yeah.
Right, so he's
And
already
this
fucking-
thing's just swaying
Nah,
and swaying.
dude.
you had to like
Fuck
reach
that.
over and pour this 20-kilo goon sack of
So I'm
strawberries.
like going full Bambi and shit up there, and then I'm leaning across trying to put it in, fuck it up, and just get all this
Strawberries
strawberry shit
everywhere,
coming
yeah.
down my arms. Just absolutely
Oh
cooked.
fuck, that's funny.
But yeah, heights, plumbing shouldn't be a thing.
You'll have to stick to the maintenance then, mate. Stick to the poo.
No, I'll stick to the ground.
Yeah, dude.
Big
Poo.
pipe.
Poo's low.
Poo's low.
Poo is low.
You don't often see poo high.
No, you don't want to.
Planes.
You don't want to, no.
Do they just drop the shit
That's
out
what
of
I've
their
been
planes?
told. That's what I've always
Yeah,
been
Do
told.
just drop it out.
apparently
Over the
that's
ocean.
Over the ocean. But if you're
They
over
wouldn't do
land,
it
they
over
wouldn't
land.
do it.
No.
That's fair. That's reasonable.
Drop it on some prick's house.
Yeah, this studio would be covered.
You would be
I
covered.
thought
in
you were
shit.
lying, like not lying, but I thought you were exaggerating listening to the podcast about the flight past
No,
it.
no,
It's
it's
fucking been crazy.
all the
Yeah.
time.
The
They don't,
airport's-
it doesn't pick up
Yeah.
the microphones apparently.
9 minutes or something from.
Oh, it's
yeah.
not far.
No, she close, mate. Domestic airport.
We
Probably
were
not
considering
far.
walking, and then we were like,
No,
No, it's not that
no,
close.
No,
It's
don't
not
do
that close, but
Boys, thank you for coming on. I really, we know you got to go and get on the old grouse and a few reds pod as well. You guys just in Sydney doing the fucking
That's it,
podcast
doing the
rounds.
circuit.
Yeah.
Then
Doing
into
the
Budgy,
circuit.
Smuggler,
Love it.
just ripping and
Just
tearing.
trying to steal everyone's audience, basically.
yeah. Well,
Look,
make sure you
makes
tag us on Instagram.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense.
But thanks for coming on.
Good
Oh,
luck.
yeah,
thanks
thanks,
for having
guys.
us, boys.
Yeah,
Good
it's
luck. Good
sick
luck.
to be here, so
Well,
thank you.
We wish you well, bro.
We'll see you
you.
on
We'll be
We'll be
Saturday.
ripping and tearing on Saturday
Yeah.
anyway.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
I'll
fuck
be getting into my work big time.
yeah.
Love
We're
it.
going on a bender, so
Fuck
it'll
yeah.
be fucking
Danger.
good.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, boys.
Could you two just not talk anymore?